So we're going to learn about this thing called non-disjunction and how it can lead to variances in chromosome number. If our chromosomes don't separate properly, um, things can happen wrong. We call that a non-disjunction event, right? So those, whether we're talking about homologous chromosomes not separating properly or the sister chromatids not separating properly, right? They didn't disjoin in the way that we expected. So during a normal division, right, we have our homologous chromosomes that are replicated. We separate the homochromos in meiosis 1. We separate the sister chromatids in meiosis 2, giving us 4 gametes that have the same number of genes, but not the same alleles. If we have a non-disjunction event occur during meiosis 1, with both sets of homologous chromosomes being pulled to one side. At the end of meiosis, we're going to end up with 2 cells that have too much DNA and 2 cells that don't have enough. And if we have a non-disjunction event happen during meiosis 2, what we're going to see is that we're going to have 1 cell with too much DNA, 1 cell with not enough, and then 2 cells that have the right amount of DNA. These non-disjunction events lead to this thing called aneuploidy, which means that you have either too much or not enough DNA, so you're lacking or you have an extra chromosome. So typically, if we have egg cells that have an aneuploidy, right, too much or too little, those zygotes usually are miscarried, right? So we call this spontaneous abortion, where your body says, "Oh, nope, this is not the right thing," and your body will end that pregnancy because it senses that things are not correct. However, this does not always occur. So folks that have Down syndrome have a extra 21st chromosome. Folks with Down syndrome that have had better medical care and their life expectancy has increased to be about 60 years old. There's people that are living well into their 70s with Down syndrome these days. But of course, with any medical stuff, there can be racial and social disparities. And the risk of having a child with Down syndrome increases as the mother ages. So this is why people tend to be discouraged from having kids after the age of 40. It doesn't mean that every mom that has a kid, if she's over the age of 40, right, it just increases the risk. There's other types of aneuploidy. So sometimes we'll see folks that have an extra chromosome number 18. However, the other ones, if we have an extra chromosome number 2 or chromosome number 9, those zygotes usually don't make it through to birth.